From this mid-game position, a 19-year-old Hikaru Nakamura crushed his opponent with a brilliant queen sacrifice. The game we're going to be looking at today is Hikaru Nakamura vs. Krasenkow from 2007. In this game, Nakamura is playing black, and according to the engine, the game is pretty dead even, with black having a very small advantage of 0.1. Here, white plays rook to b1, preparing a discovery attack on the queen, but Nakamura doesn't really care about the possible threat, and instead captures on c4. Seeing the black pawn move, white immediately played knight to c6, double attacking the bishop on e7. Now if Nakamura captured the knight, which he did in the actual game, white can play bishop to take the knight on f6. Now let's pause here and take a look at this position. The black queen is under attack, the black rook is under attack, the black bishop is under attack, basically everything is under attack right now. And what does Nakamura do to combat this attack on all fronts? That's right, you guessed it. He sacrifices his queen? Now after white captures, the king is in a very open position and can be attacked from multiple directions. The next move played by Nakamura is bishop to c4, putting his opponent in check. In a hypothetical scenario, if the white king had moved to f1 instead, and the black pawn moved to c3, a discovery check is made with the bishop here on a6, and the white king can't move at all. The only move is to block it with the rook or with his queen. Now after defending, black won't capture right away, and instead will push the pawn again. If Nakamura had taken the rook, then captured the queen a move later, which was the reason for the fork, the game becomes equal after that exchange. In another possible scenario, after black's pawn push, white queen captures, bishop takes rook, king to e1, bishop to d3, a discovery check, king to d1, bishop takes queen, check, and after the king takes, black captures the bishop on f6 here, giving Nakamura a one-piece advantage. But instead, in the actual game, white played king to f3. Nakamura took the bishop on f3 with a check, and forced the white king to g4, moving further and further away from his other pieces. Knight to e5 puts the white king in check once again. Now in this position, according to the engine, the best move is to sacrifice in exchange because, if not, black has checkmate in 10 moves. Rook here captures on e5, and bishop puts white in check on c8. If white moves to h4, rook then takes rook, queen to h5, rook then takes queen, king captures, rook to h6, king to g5 becomes the only move available. After bishop to c8, the best move was to block the check with the rook, then bishop takes, king to h4, rook then to h6, check, king to g5, bishop to c7, and checkmate is soon to come. But in 2007, the game actually unfolded like so. White played king to g5, rook to g6, king to h5, and here Nakamura pushes the pawn, preventing the king from coming back to g5. If rook h6 is played, it's checkmate, because the rook will control the h-file, the pawn the g5 square, knight covers the g4, and g6 is double protected. So checkmate in 1 is coming up from black. Now white takes the exchange, seeing absolutely no other way to escape this mating net. Rook takes back with check. The only available move here is king to h4. Nakamura's plan is the same with rook to h6 checkmate, but he must make sure that the opponent's king could not escape through g4, then to f3 and go right back near the rest of his pieces, being well protected. So in order to prevent all of that from happening, he plays bishop to c8. White then tries to survive once again by pushing the g-pawn, creating an escape route for his king. But resistance is basically futile here because black can brilliantly play bishop to f2, putting white in check, forcing the white king to g3, and now black can finally play rook to h6 for a checkmate. But wait a minute, because Nakamura didn't play h6. Instead, he played rook to h5, ending this extraordinary sequence with a very sneaky little trick. So remember folks, all of this happened because of the queen sack. So when you're in a bad spot, it's pretty simple. Sacrifice the queen! Just kidding. Do not try this at home. These moves were performed by trained professionals. Do not attempt to replicate or imitate these actions at home or elsewhere. Serious harm or injury may occur.